Faster than Usain Bolt, Gout, a teenager from Ipswich, is making headlines around the world.
The world was stunned when, just minutes ago, new evidence was leaked, forever altering the trajectory of Gout's career. The shocking revelation has forced one of the most prominent figures in the field to make a swift and unexpected decision. Gout has been ejected. What led to this abrupt move? Fans and insiders alike are left questioning everything they thought they knew about the rising star. The details surrounding the leak are hazy, but the implications are massive. Gout had been a sensation, rapidly climbing the ranks with every event. His talent and charm made him a fan favorite, and many believed he was on the cusp of greatness. But now, this unexpected twist leaves everything in limbo. The athlete who once seemed invincible now faces the fallout of a scandal that no one saw coming. What could have possibly led to this public ejection? And more importantly, how will this scandal affect the future of his career? Behind the scenes, tensions had been rising, with whispers about potential issues involving Gout's conduct. Fans and critics alike were eager to know what had been going on out of the public eye. But no one anticipated this bombshell. Leaked evidence has not only rocked his world, but also sent shockwaves through the entire industry. This new information changes everything we thought we knew about him, leaving fans in disbelief. As the news spreads, questions swirl. Was this truly an isolated incident, or are there more revelations waiting to be uncovered? Those who once idolized Gout are now grappling with the harsh reality that the man they cheered for may not be the hero they thought he was. The shockwaves are being felt far and wide, and the implications of this event could be catastrophic for his career moving forward. One thing is certain: Gout's ejection is just the beginning. With the leaks revealing critical new evidence, the full story is far from over. Fans and insiders are anxiously awaiting further developments. Will he be able to salvage his reputation, or is this the beginning of the end for one of the brightest stars in the field? The evidence that shocked the world. What exactly was in the leaked evidence that led to Gout's swift and dramatic ejection? The details have left everyone scratching their heads, as the gravity of the situation becomes clearer with each passing minute. The evidence itself appears to be damning, undeniable proof that forces beyond the athlete's control have now thrust him into a scandal of massive proportions. It's a game changer, and it's sending shockwaves through the industry. The leaked documents contain critical information that puts Gout at the center of a controversy that's shaking the very foundation of his career. His team, once a strong unit of supporters, now faces the pressure of covering up what could be a career-ending mistake. With everything on the line, it's clear that Gout's future is uncertain. Fans have taken to social media, demanding answers, while industry leaders scramble to assess the fallout from this unexpected leak. As the truth unfolds, one thing becomes apparent. This leak isn't just damaging Gout's reputation. It's causing a ripple effect that could impact the entire sector. The new evidence is shedding light on questionable actions and raising uncomfortable questions. Was Gout involved in something far bigger than anyone realized? Was this leak a warning shot, or just the tip of the iceberg? The answers are still unclear, but the road ahead is only getting more perilous. This revelation is far-reaching, with implications that go beyond just the athlete himself. The integrity of the sport is being questioned, and as the evidence continues to leak out, those connected to Gout are being forced to defend their association with him. How will his coaches, sponsors, and peers react to this bombshell? And will Gout be able to turn the tide and reclaim his place, or has the damage already been done? In the days ahead, the full scope of the evidence will likely come to light, and the world will be watching closely. The next chapter in Gout's career may be written in the aftermath of this scandal, but the burning question remains: can he survive this storm? Or is this the end of the line? The rumors that sparked the fire. Long before the leaked evidence came to light, there had been whispers. Rumors circulated for months, casting shadows over Gout's seemingly perfect career. People had begun to notice changes, subtle shifts in his behavior, strange interactions behind the scenes, and an overall sense of unease among those closest to him. These rumors, however, were quickly dismissed by many as mere gossip. But as it turns out, they were the first signs of something far more serious. The whispers grew louder, with industry insiders speculating that Gout might not be the clean-cut star he appeared to be. Despite his stellar performance on the track, there were growing concerns about his personal life, his conduct, and his relationships with those in charge. What began as small rumors soon turned into full-blown concerns, and some began to wonder whether Gout's rise to fame had been too good to be true. For those who had been paying attention, the leaked evidence didn't come as a total surprise. In fact, many insiders had been bracing themselves for something major to break. The question was never if, but when. And when the truth finally came out, it was bigger than anyone had imagined. The rumors had been the precursor to a much larger story that was now unraveling in real time. As the details of the scandal continue to emerge, one thing is clear. The rumors that surrounded Gout were not baseless. They were a prelude to the truth that has now come crashing down. What had been seen as mere speculation is now backed by hard evidence, and the consequences of this revelation are massive. The truth, it seems, was hiding in plain sight all along. The impact of these rumors is undeniable, and as the truth comes to light, many are left wondering if they missed the signs all along. Gout's image has been irreparably tarnished, and the world is left to ask, how did it come to this? Was this inevitable? Or is there more to the story than meets the eye? The fallout. Since the new evidence was leaked, the fallout has been nothing short of catastrophic for Gout. What was once a promising career filled with victory and glory is now in jeopardy. Sponsors have distanced themselves, fans have turned their backs, and the media has been relentless in its coverage of his fall from grace. The question now is, can Gout rebuild from this, or has his career been permanently damaged? For an athlete of Gout's stature, the damage is more than just professional. His personal life is under the microscope, and every move he makes is being scrutinized. The once beloved star is now a target, and the pressure to maintain his reputation has never been more intense. Each day that passes without a clear resolution only deepens the uncertainty surrounding his future in the sport. The repercussions are felt far beyond just Gout himself. His team, his sponsors, and even his family are all caught in the crossfire. Those who supported him through thick and thin are now forced to face the uncomfortable reality of the situation. The leak has exposed more than just Gout's mistakes. It's also brought to light the vulnerabilities within the system that allowed such actions to take place. Industry leaders are already taking steps to distance themselves from Gout. Some are calling for a complete overhaul of the way the sport is governed, while others are simply trying to save face. But one thing is certain. This scandal has forced everyone involved to confront uncomfortable truths about the world of professional athletics. As the pressure mounts, Gout faces a tough road ahead. Will he be able to salvage his career and repair his damaged reputation, or is this the beginning of the end for a once promising athlete? The next few weeks will determine his fate, and the world will be watching to see if he can rise from the ashes of this scandal. The legal battle looms. As the truth about Gout's actions slowly unfolds, the legal repercussions are starting to take shape. What was once a career characterized by victory and public admiration is now tangled in a web of legal uncertainty. The leaked evidence has set off a chain reaction, and now Gout is facing mounting legal pressure. The leaked documents have already been reviewed by lawyers, and it's clear that this won't be an easy fight for him. Gout's team has hired top-tier legal representation, but even the best lawyers know that this case is no ordinary lawsuit. The evidence is damning, and the fallout from the scandal could lead to more than just personal consequences. With his reputation shattered and public opinion turning against him, Gout could face fines, suspension, or worse. Legal experts believe this case could set a precedent for how the industry deals with misconduct. The legal battle isn't just about the athlete himself. It also involves the institutions and organizations that helped elevate Gout to stardom. Sponsors, event organizers, and even fellow athletes may be called to testify, each adding another layer of complexity to the case. The ripple effect of this scandal is far-reaching, and many are starting to wonder if this could lead to a full-scale investigation into the larger practices surrounding track and field athletes. For now, Gout is preparing for the storm ahead. His legal team is building a defense, but they know that winning this case will require more than just clever arguments. It will take a complete reconstruction of his public image, which may be even harder to achieve. As the case progresses, it seems increasingly likely that this legal battle will overshadow any remaining glimmer of his former glory. With the stakes higher than ever, the world is watching closely. Will Gout's legal team be able to pull off a miraculous defense? Or will he be forced to face the consequences of his actions? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the legal ramifications of this scandal are just beginning to unfold. Public outrage. The news of Gout's ejection has caused an uproar among his fans, many of whom are still reeling from the shock of the leaked evidence. What had once been an image of a hard-working, talented athlete is now being questioned at every turn. Public outrage is rising, with fans and critics alike demanding answers from both the athlete and the organizations involved. But can Gout regain the trust of those who once supported him? Social media has exploded with criticism. Fans are sharing their disbelief, calling for accountability, and questioning the integrity of the sport itself. Some are even going as far as to say that Gout should never be allowed to compete again. The anger and confusion surrounding the situation have divided the fan base, with some trying to defend the athlete, while others feel betrayed by the very person they once admired. The public backlash is not just online, it's happening in real time at events. As Gout competes, the crowd's energy has noticeably shifted. No longer is he met with cheers and applause. Now, he faces the uncomfortable silence of an audience unsure of what to believe. The ejection has stripped away the aura of invincibility that once surrounded him. And now he must contend with the harsh reality that not everyone is ready to forgive or forget. In an attempt to calm the storm, Gout has made several public statements, but they've done little to quell the fire. His apologies have been met with skepticism, and many are demanding more than just words. They want actions. Some fans are even calling for a formal apology to the sport, and others are pushing for transparency regarding the circumstances surrounding the leak. But will Gout be able to turn this around? Or is the damage to his reputation too severe to overcome? The path to redemption for Gout is a long and difficult one. Regaining public trust may be his toughest challenge yet, and the question remains whether he can come back from this scandal. Fans are watching, and the pressure is mounting as the days go by. The impact on his sponsors and career. For an athlete like Gout, the collapse of his reputation doesn't just affect his personal life, it also has profound financial consequences. Sponsors, once eager to associate with his name, are now distancing themselves, worried about the potential backlash from being linked to someone embroiled in such a scandal. In the world of professional athletics, image is everything, and Gout's once pristine brand is now tarnished beyond recognition. Top-tier companies who once showered Gout with endorsement deals are now rethinking their partnerships. They've been quick to cut ties, worried that any association with him could hurt their own public image. From high-end sports brands to fitness companies, many have already pulled out of their sponsorships, leaving Gout with a shrinking roster of partners. This sudden shift is devastating for an athlete whose income was heavily reliant on these deals. The impact extends beyond just sponsorships. Gout had been on the fast track to becoming a household name, and his commercial prospects were once endless. But now, doors are closing. Brand deals and future opportunities are slipping away, and his financial future hangs in the balance. This could be the beginning of the end for the lucrative career that Gout had built. Without the support of sponsors, his financial independence and ability to continue competing at the highest level are in jeopardy. For an athlete at the peak of their career, losing sponsorship deals is one of the most painful blows. Not only does it affect their finances, but it also sends a message to the world about their worth. Gout is now fighting not just for his career, but for his livelihood. The next few weeks will be critical in determining whether he can recover financially or if he will fade into obscurity. As the financial repercussions of the scandal unfold, Gout is facing a harsh reality. With sponsors pulling away and his reputation in tatters, he's left scrambling to pick up the pieces of his once promising career. Will he be able to secure new opportunities, or is the damage irreversible? The athlete's road to redemption. Can Gout come back from the devastating scandal? While it may seem impossible, history has shown that athletes can sometimes redeem themselves after public controversies. The road to redemption will not be easy, but it's not out of reach. Gout has already started to take steps toward reclaiming his reputation. His legal team is working tirelessly to address the accusations, and his publicist is scrambling to repair the damage done by the leaks. The first step in his redemption will be addressing the root cause of the scandal. Gout must show the public that he is genuinely remorseful and committed to making amends. A public apology is expected, but it will have to be more than just words. Actions will speak louder than anything else at this point. He will need to show that he is taking steps to improve himself both personally and professionally. Additionally, Gout will have to find ways to reconnect with his fan base. Public gestures, charity work, and community outreach could be key in rebuilding his image. Fans may be willing to forgive, but they need to see genuine effort on his part to make things right. Only time will tell if he can win back their trust. The second major challenge will be reclaiming his spot in the professional arena. Even if he can regain public support, Gout must prove that he still has the talent and work ethic that made him a star in the first place. His next race will be crucial in determining whether he can continue competing at the highest level, or if his time in the spotlight is over. Redemption is a long road, and it's unclear whether Gout will be able to navigate it successfully. But with determination, humility, and a solid strategy, he may yet find his way back into the hearts of fans and the good graces of the industry. The bigger picture. Industry repercussions. The Gout scandal has raised important questions about the wider world of professional athletics. Beyond the personal fallout for the athlete himself, the entire industry is being forced to take a long, hard look at its practices. From sponsorship deals to athlete management, the leak has exposed vulnerabilities that could lead to significant changes in how things are done in the future. Industry leaders are now grappling with how to prevent similar scandals from affecting other athletes. The integrity of the sport is being questioned, and there are calls for greater transparency and accountability. Some critics argue that the system of managing athletes and their personal lives is outdated and needs to evolve. This scandal may very well be a turning point for the entire industry. Sports organizations and governing bodies are facing increased pressure to ensure that athletes are held to the highest standards of conduct. Whether this leads to stricter regulations or a complete overhaul of how athletes are managed remains to be seen. What is clear is that the status quo is no longer acceptable, and change is on the horizon. The repercussions of Gout's ejection are still unfolding, and it's likely that the industry will continue to feel the effects for years to come. The leak has opened a Pandora's box, and now everyone is left scrambling to find solutions. The challenge is not just for Gout, but for the entire field of athletics, which is now under intense scrutiny. With the future of the sport hanging in the balance, it's clear that this scandal has far-reaching consequences. Will the industry be able to weather the storm, or will this mark a permanent shift in how professional athletics are managed? What's next for Gout? As the dust begins to settle and the public eye shifts elsewhere, the lingering question remains: what's next for Gout? The athlete, once at the pinnacle of his sport, has now been ejected from the scene, leaving fans, critics, and even his team speculating about his future. The scandal that has surrounded him has left his career hanging by a thread. While many believe his reputation is irreparably damaged, others wonder if he still has a chance to make a comeback. His next steps are crucial, and they will dictate whether he can rebuild his public image or fade into the shadows, a casualty of his own mistakes. Gout now faces a critical juncture in his career, where everything he has worked for is at stake. The athlete has spent years cultivating a brand built on athleticism, charisma, and success. But with the leaks exposing his flaws, all of that is in jeopardy. His path forward will hinge on several factors, including his ability to fight the legal battles that have emerged, how the public receives his apologies, if any, and whether he can show true personal growth. The weight of this situation isn't just on his legal team, it falls squarely on his shoulders too. His decisions in the coming months will likely define whether he can claw his way back to the top or if his career is destined for an early exit. One of the most immediate factors that will influence Gout's future is his ongoing legal battle. The case has already made headlines, and as the legal proceedings unfold, the pressure on him will only increase. How he handles the legal ramifications of this scandal will be a key part of his story. If he can navigate the courts successfully and avoid significant penalties or sanctions, he could regain some of the respect he lost. But if the legal storm intensifies, it may lead to a suspension, a fine, or even permanent exclusion from his sport. In a world where athletes' actions off the field often shape their career more than what they do on it, Gout's ability to manage this legal situation could either make or break his career. Equally important is Gout's relationship with the public. While some fans may forgive him and continue supporting his efforts, others may turn their backs on him, feeling betrayed by the man they once admired. Public perception is a fickle thing, especially in the age of social media, where every misstep is amplified. Gout has always been an athlete who thrived under the spotlight, and now, the spotlight is a double-edged sword. He will have to navigate the court of public opinion carefully. Rebuilding trust is a monumental task. If he can show humility, take accountability, and prove that he is genuinely remorseful, there may be a way forward. However, if his response is seen as self-serving or dismissive, his reputation may be irreversibly damaged. But the challenge isn't just about repairing his image, it's about personal growth. The struggles Gout has faced throughout this ordeal are not just external, they are internal too. How he responds emotionally and mentally to this scandal will play a significant role in his ability to move forward. If he can reflect on his mistakes, learn from them, and emerge as a more grounded individual, he might be able to revive his career. But if he succumbs to the pressures or fails to address the root causes of his behavior, the scandal could follow him for the rest of his life. The world is watching with bated breath, eagerly awaiting Gout's next move. Can he pull off a miraculous comeback? Or will this scandal define him for the rest of his career? His legal battles, public perception, and personal growth are all intertwined, and each step he takes will be scrutinized by millions. The road ahead is certainly paved with obstacles, and while there is still hope for redemption, it's unclear whether Gout will have what it takes to overcome them. Only time will tell, and Gout will need to act quickly if he hopes to avoid becoming another cautionary tale in the world of sports. The coming months will be crucial in determining Gout's future, and the pressure is on for him to make the right moves. Will he rise from the ashes, or will this scandal define the end of his career? Only time will reveal what happens next. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates.
Lyles fought from the left-hand side. I'm surprised they could hear the gun. There was a massive roar in the stadium. Tobogo's gone very, very hard on the outside.
Noah Lyles has been the face of track and field in the United States and globally. The 26-year-old recently shattered his record at a preparatory race for the Paris 2024 sprinting competition.
Start to be fourth. American Noah Lyles was first with a personal best. The world champion goes into the blue-ribboned Olympic race as the favorite.
However, a story of challenges lies beneath the charismatic face of the man who has brought pride to America. What trials has Noah Lyles endured, and how might they impact America's performance at Paris 2024? Join us as we reveal the daunting obstacles facing America's premier track and field athlete, winning streaks of Noah Lyles. Over the past few years, Noah Lyles has been the face of American track and field sports, and he's been good at what he does. Unfortunately, you can't say the same about all American sprinters. He admitted in an interview that he works super hard and takes great care of his body and mind.
Yes, I do take care of myself. I'm mostly training, eating, or sleeping. Maybe playing video games is the safest thing that I can do.
Besides being a great athlete, Lyles is also really fun and friendly. But behind the energetic athlete, you see lots of pains and struggles every day. Before going into the details of his ordeals, it is important to appreciate some of his past achievements. Lyles ran for the United States in the 2014 Youth Olympics and won a gold medal in the 200-meter race.
Well, it's a big weekend for a local star. Olympic medalist Noah Lyles will be inducted into the Alexandria Public Schools Athletic Hall of Fame.
In 2015, he jumped high, reaching 6 feet 7 and 3 to 4 inches as a junior in high school. He was named the best high school boy athlete that year. That's not all. Lyles won the 200-meter indoor race and then the 100 and 200-meter outdoor races in 2016, setting new records. He also won the 100-meter race at the USA Junior Championships. Lyles tried to make the US Olympic team for the 100 and 200-meter races, but didn't make it in the 100. He was fourth in the 200-meter race, breaking a 31-year-old national high school record. Even though he didn't go to the Olympics, he went to the World U20 Championships and won gold medals in the 100-meter race.
JoJo from Mile Split here with Noah Lyles, world junior champion in the 100-meter dash. How does that feel?
I'm pretty excited.
And the 4-mile 100-meter relay. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Tokyo Olympics were moved to 2021 and most races were cancelled. Lyles only got to race a few times. He seemed to run 200 meters faster in one race than anyone ever had, but he started too soon. That moment marked the beginning of the storms on the horizon for him. The virus and the George Floyd protests took a huge toll on Lyles. You won't believe what happened next. Tough times for Noah Lyles. While you probably know Noah Lyles as the funny, loud runner who wins gold medals and takes off his shirt, there's another side to him. He said that he was really sad during the Tokyo Olympics.
But it does feel really good to know that I'm at the end of the season and we came out with the ultimate victory, which was a gold medal.
Looking back at the Tokyo Olympics, he didn't even like his performance. Doctors eventually placed him on depression pills, and it made him gain a lot of weight. Unfortunately, Lyles has been having a hard time before Tokyo. For instance, he's been going to talk to a therapist since he was 10 because kids made fun of his yellow teeth, which he got from ADHD medicines. He also had trouble breathing and reading.
Of course, I've been on and off antidepressants and just dealing with depression or anxiety about all my life, but really a lot in these last 2 years.
But things got worse in 2020. The virus, the postponement of the Olympics, and the fallouts of the George Floyd protests got to him personally. When the Olympics finally started, he only got a bronze medal, a very sad development because he was a previous Olympic gold medal holder. Lyles didn't even make the US team for the 100-meter race, but now, just 3 years later, he's the best in the world at short and long runs and is happy. He says talking to therapists a lot helped him. He has one for sports and another for life outside of running. He has expressed fears of falling into depression once again, but believes he's much better now.
What hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA finals and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what?
He thinks the hard times made him stronger. He won a big race and was so excited he ripped his shirt open like the Hulk. A year later, he became the first runner in Budapest after Usain Bolt to win the 100-meter, 200-meter, and 400-meter relay races at a World Championships. Lyles said the bronze medal from the past still upsets him. He ran faster than ever before, finishing in 9:81 seconds to win the 100-meter race at the London Diamond League. If you think the bad days got the best of Lyles, then you're in for a rude shock. Making the best of bad days. Lyles brought the bronze medal he won during the Tokyo Olympics to Paris to remind himself he wanted to win gold this time. He admitted that he was very unhappy with his Tokyo performance, which determined him to improve. This strong feeling was the start of all his success since then. He believes that if he had won gold in Tokyo, he might have gotten too confident and not improved as much as he has in the past 2 years. Do you agree with this perspective? Tell us in the comment section before we continue. Lyles is not just getting better at running, but also becoming a famous person. He's on a new Netflix show called Sprint, about the world's fastest runners.
Finally, Sprint. We got a Popstart exclusive sneak peek at Netflix's new sports series following athletes training to be the fastest person on the planet, going behind the scenes at the high stakes and mental toughness of professional sprinters with stars like Sha'Carri Richardson, Noah Lyles, and many others.
And has been on this month's Tonight Show and Times Magazine cover. Lyles doesn't like being compared to the great runner Bolt, but he's the first runner since Bolt stopped running who is as exciting and popular. He must win gold at the Olympics to become even more famous and fulfilled. Lyles is surprised by how popular the Netflix show has grown. He says high school students recognize him and ask for pictures every time. Because of this, he can't go out alone anymore. Winning gold at the Olympics would make him even more famous and allow him to break new ground. For instance, Lyles has worked closely with the producers of Formula One shows to create his own story for the second season of Sprint, which is being filmed now. Here is the surprising part. He is not just doing this for himself, but he also wants to make the sport of track and field more popular. How realistic is his goal of bringing home a gold medal at the Paris Olympics? The Paris 24 dream and beyond. To gauge his chances for success at the ongoing Olympics, you just have to look at his performance at the preparatory Diamond League circuit. Lyles broke his record, running the 100-meter dash in 9.81 seconds on Saturday. This was the final race before the big Olympic competition in Paris. The best part is that he achieved this pre-competition feat in front of 60,000 people. Two other fast runners, Akani Simbine from South Africa and Letsila Tebogo from Botswana, came in second and third, with all the top 5 runners finishing in under 10 seconds. Lyles has also addressed his plans for the future of sprinting. He wants more people to enjoy watching track and field, not just him becoming famous. He wants other runners to be famous too. He has big goals for himself, but also wants the sport to be better than when he started. When Lyles first talked to a sports reporter last December, he shared his plans to make track and field more popular. He wanted 4 big track meets worldwide yearly, just like in tennis. This idea is now happening. Michael Johnson just started something called Grand Slam Track.
Michael Johnson joins us now, retired sprinter who won 4 Olympic golds and 8 world championships.
There will be 4 big track meets each year, and the winners will get a lot of money, $100,000. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone and Josh Kerr have already signed up for the series. Lyles says he's unsure about joining because he's still considering it, but he's happy this new race series is happening because it's good for the sport. He hopes it will make track and field more popular and successful. Lyles is also an advocate for more pay. He thinks athletes should get paid more for their hard work, so he's happy that the people in charge of track and field are giving Olympic gold medal winners $50,000. He thinks the General Olympics Committee should pay athletes, not the track and field officials. That's not all. Doping, the plague of sports. Another topic that gives him a lot of concern these days is doping. This has been a problem for a very long time. Recently, a British running team lost their silver medal in the Olympics because one of the runners used banned drugs. Another runner, Marcel Jacobs, also had problems because his former nutritionist was caught up in a drug case. Even though Jacobs was cleared of any wrongdoing, people are still talking about him using drugs. When asked if he thinks all other runners are clean, Lyles said he can't prove whether they aren't. He said he sometimes wonders, but he has to believe everyone is fair until proven otherwise. Lyles thinks he's such a good runner that he can beat anyone, even if they cheat. Lyles is confident he will be the fastest runner at the Paris Olympics. He wants to break the American record for the 100-meter race, which he calls his mistress, and the world record for the 200-meter race, which he calls his wife. He says he's in the best shape and runs faster than ever in practice. He thinks he can break both records because he's gotten much better at the shorter 60-meter race. Lyles loves performing in front of big crowds. He says the more people watching, the better he runs. Running at the last Olympics was difficult because there were no fans there, but he's excited for the Paris Olympics because he knows a huge crowd will cheer him on.
Women's 400 hurdles final, Sydney McLaughlin right in the middle. There she is.
A perfect lane draw for Sydney because we know that she is going to get out hard and her chief competitors are in front of her.
In the female world of hurdling and sprinting, Sydney is not only a big shot, but she is known globally for her incredible performance at the Tokyo Olympics. The American-born track and field star has been making significant waves in the world of sprinting, but her 2021 victory became the icing on the cake.
It's going to be Sydney's time again, and it's a world record again!
She's the world's fastest 400-meter hurdler and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist.
Sydney has not only taken the world by storm with her impressive speed on the track, but also brought her country more glory and placed her on the global stage. However, Sydney's life is not without ups and downs, as she has had to overcome many obstacles to get where she is. But these challenges seem unending, as she is said to be currently facing a situation. So what could be happening to the American star, and how could it impact her performance in the Olympics? You don't want to miss out.
With the Tokyo Olympics 1 week away, we are joined by an athlete to watch, but don't blink or you'll miss her. 21-year-old Sydney McLaughlin is being hailed as the future of track and field.
Sydney's first wins, the unbeatable Sydney McLaughlin has been the face of American female track and field sports, and she is arguably the best there is. However, it is not surprising when you look at her history and family background. Coming from a family of athletic parents who both have their background in sports, she needed this necessary exposure to set the stage for her future success. From a young age, Sydney showed great promise in track and field. She attended Union Catholic High School, where she quickly made a name for herself.
Another New Jersey native is bringing home the gold from the Summer Olympics. Union Catholic High School alum Sydney McLaughlin placed first in the 400-meter hurdles, setting a new world record of 51.46 seconds.
At just 16, Sydney qualified for the 2016 Rio Olympics, becoming one of the youngest athletes to make the U.S. Olympic team in track and field since 1972.
A New Jersey teenager is headed to Rio, and once Sydney McLaughlin runs at the Olympics, she'll be on record as the youngest U.S. track and field Olympian since 1972.
Although she didn't win a medal in Rio, her participation was remarkable for someone so young. And this is where it all began for Sydney. Sydney's specialty is the 400-meter hurdles, a demanding race requiring speed and precision. In 2018, she broke the world junior record in this event, running it in just 52.75 seconds. This record was a clear sign that she was destined for greatness. However, her big breakthrough came in 2021 at the Tokyo Olympics. Sydney won the gold medal in the 400-meter hurdles and set a new world record with a time of 51.46 seconds.
A new world record for American runner Sydney McLaughlin. She took gold in the women's 400-meter hurdles with a time of 51.46 seconds.
This stunning performance made headlines around the world. But she didn't stop there. She also helped the U.S. women's 4x400-meter relay team win gold, solidifying her track and field superstar status. One exciting aspect of Sydney's career is her decision to turn professional while still in college. She signed up with New Balance in 2018, which allowed her to compete at the highest levels and receive professional support while continuing her education.
At 18 years old, Sydney McLaughlin has already been an Olympian, part of a world record medley relay, and she set the NCAA record this spring in the 400-meter hurdles, 52.75 seconds, in only her third run at it as a collegian.
And it didn't take long before she started breaking old records, setting new ones, and even making them harder to beat. In 2022, Sydney continued her record-breaking streak. At the USA Track and Field Championships, she set another world record in the 400-meter hurdles with a time of 51.41 seconds. Later that year, at the World Championships in Eugene, Oregon, she broke her world record again, running the 400-meter hurdles in 50.68 seconds.
Watch the clock. 51.46 is the world record. Sydney McLaughlin, is she close? 51.40. She has done it.
This performance was one of the greatest in track and field history. However, like the typical life of every other athlete, Sydney's life has not always been rosy. She has had her fair share of life's challenges, even in the track and field world. Some days are rough for Sydney McLaughlin. Like all athletes, Sydney has faced tough training sessions and the risk of injuries.
Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone will not be running at the World Championships this year. As shared on her Instagram story, Sydney cited a knee injury as the reason she's missing the World Championships this summer, and I think this is just really bad news for the sprinting world.
Intense training can lead to physical strain, and maintaining peak conditions requires much effort and careful management. Any injury, no matter how small, can be a setback. Sydney has had to work through these physical challenges while focusing on her goals. She acknowledged the physical demands of her sport in an interview when she said training is tough. There are days when her body feels exhausted and injuries are always risky, but those tough days make the victories even sweeter, and she has learned to listen to her body and take care of it. One of Sydney's most significant challenges has been competing against Dalilah Muhammad, another top American hurdler. Dalilah is an Olympic and world champion, and their rivalry pushed Sydney to her limits.
One as an Olympic gold medalist, another a world record holder, and one as an NCAA champion and Olympics newbie. Dalilah Muhammad, Sydney McLaughlin and Anna Cockrell all will compete for a gold medal when the women's 400-meter hurdles final is held Wednesday at Olympic Stadium.
In 2019, Sydney won the silver medal at the World Championships, finishing just behind Dalilah. She claimed to be very sad after the championships, as she could not beat Dalilah at her game. She said competing against Dalilah has been a massive motivator because she pushes her to improve. And every race against Dalilah is a challenge, but also an opportunity to grow and improve. That's not all. You may not know these big stars are under intense pressure to perform their best every time. However, Sydney is one person who has often spoken about the pressure she feels to perform at her best. In an interview, she said she thinks the biggest challenge for her has been managing the expectations. There's always pressure to perform, especially when you have a record to uphold.
U.S. track star Sydney McLaughlin broke her own world record at the 400-meter hurdles.
It can be overwhelming, but she tries to focus on what she can control and take it one race at a time. Unfortunately, also for Sydney, she has faced moments where her mental health felt threatened due to stress and the overwhelming nature of her job. But Sydney says she understands the importance of mental health. According to her, mental health is just as important as physical health. Competing at this level takes a toll on one's mind. However, she has learned to prioritize her mental well-being by taking breaks when needed and surrounding herself with supportive people. The overwhelming ordeal. Undoubtedly, Sydney had quite a season before she cut her season short to focus on her recovery. In an Instagram story, Sydney announced that she would not compete at the World Athletics Championship in Budapest, Hungary. She said she was sad to share that she would withdraw from the tournament after consulting with her doctors and coaches. The star admitted she needed to take care of a minor knee issue before the Olympics. You would know that Sydney will have fun at the Olympics by checking her incredible performance at the Diamond League in Paris, where she finished with a 49.71 in her first race. But not even an entire month later, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone set a world lead of 48.74 in the event while competing at the USATF Championships in Eugene, Oregon.
It's going to be quick. The world record holder is here. Look out, world. Sydney's back.
While Sydney has not appeared on track since then, fans can expect to see her out and about soon as she tries to qualify for her third consecutive Olympic Games. The 24-year-old is excited to get her Paris 2024 Olympic season in gear as she looks to reproduce her magical moment from Tokyo 2020 when she lowered her world record to 50.68 seconds. In a recent interview with NBC News, she said she wants to be better than she was in Tokyo to improve herself. And even though she doesn't know what event she'll possibly be doing, she wants to represent Team USA very well.
Sydney McLaughlin has once again broken the 400 meters hurdles world record. After winning the gold medal for finishing her race at 50.68 seconds at the World Athletics Championships on Saturday.
Many people believe that even though Sydney's absence at the World Championships is felt, her legacy continues to inspire. Her triumphs at the 2021 Tokyo Games solidified her status as a track superstar, clinching gold in the 400-meter hurdles and breaking the world record. In a recent conversation, she has even shed light on her rigorous preparations for the Paris Olympics, where she aims to surpass her previous triumphs and etch her name in the annals of sporting history once again. Injury, whether debilitating or not, notwithstanding it, she's going to light up the City of Light. That's a given. If there is another thing that has given Sydney serious concerns and makes her feel it might deter her success, it is her health. Many people might not know that the American star has been struggling with asthmatic attacks at a young age. Sydney has had asthma since she was young, and managing it has always been a part of her athletic routine.
You know, there's two ways to look at it. It could either be a gift from God in some way, shape, or form, or you could view it as the end of the world. And I think for me, it was a gift to kind of just reset and to focus on things that maybe I wasn't paying attention to, which was my health, my nutrition, my recovery things.
She talked about an embarrassing incident during a high school championship meet that has plagued her till today. She experienced a severe asthma attack that nearly derailed her race and posed a serious health risk. She narrated that it was a big event with many eyes on her, including scouts, coaches, and media. The pressure to perform was intense. As the race began, Sydney felt confident, but she struggled to breathe halfway through. Her chest tightened, and she felt the familiar but frightening signs of an asthma attack. Asthma attacks can be terrifying because they can escalate quickly, so Sydney felt her airway constricting and panic set in. The fear of being unable to breathe correctly, combined with the pressure of the race, was overwhelming. She knew she had to make a quick decision: stop and get help, or push through and risk her health. Like the typical Sydney we know, she decided to push through despite the fear and discomfort. She slowed, but kept going, focusing on her breathing techniques to manage the attack. Every step was a struggle, but her determination to finish the race was more substantial than her fear.
New York and New Jersey well represented in the 400-meter hurdles. USA's Sydney McLaughlin from New Jersey winning the gold, setting a new world record.
As soon as she crossed the finish line, Sydney collapsed and was immediately attended to by medical personnel. She was given her inhaler and oxygen, which helped stabilize her condition. However, the incident left Sydney shaken. The fear of another attack loomed over her future races, making every competition a potential trigger. She had to learn to manage her asthma more carefully, incorporating stricter routines and precautions into her training. Following this terrifying experience, Sydney and her coaches worked closely to ensure she had a solid plan for managing her asthma during races. This included regular monitoring, using preventive medication, and always having her inhaler on hand. In the end, Sydney admitted that the incident also taught her the importance of listening to her body and not pushing beyond her limits when her health was at risk. Do you see this as a potential risk for her, especially in the upcoming Olympics? What do you think about Sydney's chance to win a medal at the Olympics? Could any strange occurrence deter her?
Kishane Thompson has shattered the 100 meters world record, setting a new benchmark in sprinting and signaling a potential shift in the sports landscape that challenges the dominance of past legends.
So the Maverick was a part of a big discussion about the chances of new sprint sensation Kishane Thompson of winning the 100-meter gold in Paris.
Currently holding the title of the fastest man alive, Thompson's dominance in the 100 dash is undisputed.
Let's dive into it. This part is not in order, but Kishane Thompson first up. He's run 9.77 seconds, which is the current world lead in the 100-meter dash.
You know, today I feel like I got to show some of that. I didn't get to show nearly as much. I've been having a lot better block starts than I feel like I showed today.
The remarkable way in which Thompson achieved his record-breaking performance cannot be understated.
The favorite's Thompson, and I know Noah's the world champion. I think Noah made it a little bit more interesting by running that 981 into a headwind, which kind of almost converts to 977. But there's no way you can look at the way in which Thompson ran that 977 and just go, oh no, Noah will beat him. Noah is going to have his hands full with that guy.
There are striking similarities between the race patterns of Noah and Thompson, suggesting a shared understanding of sprinting dynamics.
And I think the most interesting thing about it is I think that he and Noah have very similar race patterns, right? They're not gonna kill you. I look at this guy, Thompson, and I go, this is Asafa Powell. And Asafa Powell would have been a problem for anyone. Now, having said that, there are things which I see people completely ignoring.
Unlike many of his Olympic peers, Kishane Thompson has not yet been subjected to the intense scrutiny that often accompanies favorites.
Kishane Thompson has not been under the microscope of Olympic favorite. That's the first thing. Two, we all know rounds are a great equalizer. Noah has the medals that he does because of how well he runs rounds. So, is Noah suddenly, a lock for the silver? No, but he does have his hands full with Thompson, and I feel like if I had to bet now, it would be a toss-up because those two are pretty evenly matched.
The athletic world buzzes with speculation about the potential of newcomer Kishane Thompson to secure the 100 meters gold in Paris.
So the Maverick was a part of a big discussion about the chances of new sprint sensation Kishane Thompson of winning the 100-meter gold in Paris. One school of thought was that Kishane is a rookie at this level, and with his inexperience, we don't know how he will cope with the pressure.
Under the guidance of the esteemed coach Stephen Francis, Thompson has emerged as a tough and formidable competitor.
The next school of thought was that Kishane seems to be a tough competitor, and he has in his corner the greatest to have ever done it in Stephen Francis. Plus, when Usain Bolt and Shelley and Fraser Price did it in 2008, they too.
There's every reason to believe that Kishane Thompson can replicate Usain Bolt's legendary success on the track.
We're inexperienced rookies, so there is no reason why Kishane cannot do it like they did it. The counter to that was, because Bolt and Shelley did it, don't mean Kishane will automatically do it. And we will never know how Kishane will cope with that pressure until the moment comes and he copes with the pressure.
The unpredictable nature of the Olympics ensures that the outcome remains uncertain, adding to the excitement surrounding Thompson's prospects.
I think you'd be a little crazy to think, oh yeah, I know exactly what's going to happen. Look, there's a reason why we take all those cameras there. You do not know what's going to happen. Think of all the things that happened at the trials that, all of us, including the so-called experts, thought, oh yeah, Christian Coleman makes the team, and I think Mo makes the team, and whoever you had that was like, huh? It's the Olympics for a reason. They write books on what happens to people that, everything doesn't go perfectly.
As of now, Kishane Thompson is the fastest sprinter globally, a status that has captured the world's attention.
The opening ceremony is right around the corner. It's just hours away. And the big question is, for the marquee event, Who will be Usain Bolt's successor? Will it be Oblique Civil? Will it be Kishane Thompson? At this time, Kishane Thompson the fastest in the world for 2024. Oblique Civil, it's like Usain Bolt's little brother at this point. It's Glenn Mills' prodigy.
The thing that's crazy to me about Thompson is I've seen these interviews after his races and he's saying, oh yeah, my coach, Stephen Francis, he told me to only run the first 60 meters hard and to ease up, or he told me to let back. Like, this doesn't sound normal for a guy who's like going into the Olympics as the fastest guy in the world. Like, have we seen him go all out? And is there a reason why he's telling him to hold back? Is it because of his injury past? Like, what do you make of all that?
I would guess, this is only a guess, but I would guess that it's because of his prior injury past. But I know Frano enough to know that he's always he always has a project coming. Like this year, it was the twins, the Clayton twins, and one of them made the team. And she's kind of ahead of schedule because when he signed her, he said, you know, hey, it's going to take me, you know, whatever it is, 2-3 years. It's only taking him 1. Thompson is like that. He likes to have this project that a lot of people don't necessarily know about, that he's like, I'm going to work on this. He's had that in the past. The guy that won the long jump at Worlds, is it Budapest? Yeah. He always has this kind of project. I think he's having Kishane hold back because of the injury issues. And I think he's also like, no, we're going to let it hang when it's time to let it hang. And so far, he hasn't really had to let it hang. If you can win your Olympic trials looking like that, if you can win against Tobago, who, oh, by the way, Noah had to outlean at the last World Championship, if anybody forgets, then I think you do it.
Thompson's participation in the upcoming Olympic Games marks his first appearance on the global championship stage, setting the scene for a highly anticipated debut.
Let's dive into it. This part is not in order, but Kishane Thompson first up. He's run 9.77 seconds, which is the current world lead in the 100-meter dash. And this is going to be his first Olympic Games, first global championships in any capacity. He's never been to the Olympics, never been to Worlds. His first kind of 3 rounds at a quote-unquote major, championships or major situation was at the Jamaican trials this year. So this is going to be a new frontier for him. So what does this all mean? Let's say that Kishane gets the gold medal. Well, that essentially confirms everything that Jamaicans have been saying all year, where they say that he's the next coming of Usain Bolt, of Asafa Powell. He's going to break the world record. He's going to run 9.6, right? All those things are kind of going to be justified to a degree if he gets that gold medal in Paris. And let's say, again, he gets that gold, it's justified. Jamaican fans, they go off on Twitter. They're like, yo, we told you, we knew that he was going to do it. Oh, yeah, like all that stuff, right? But then let's take a step back where maybe he gets the silver or the bronze and he loses to, somebody else. Depending on who he loses to, I think a lot of people are still going to say similar where, yo, we told you that Kishane is coming. He still has a couple years to go. He's going to be rising, this, that, whatever, right? People are still going to be able to, talk their stuff regardless. But let's say he doesn't get on the podium. Let's say he makes the final, finishes 4th or 5th or 6th or 7th or whatever it is, or even if he doesn't make the final, right? I think people are still going to give him a lot of grace. People will probably say, oh, this is his first global championships, first time at the Olympics, and he made the final. He was able to compete with the best. I think people will allow him to still have some time to grow because Kishane Thompson is still extremely young.
And that to me is the great equalizer. Anybody can, I shouldn't say anybody, but we all know that there's a difference between line it up in London, Zurich, Brussels, Monaco, one shot, and that's the result. It's a difference with, oh, now it's not your mom and your girlfriend in the stands per se, and you didn't sleep in your bed last night, and now you're 7 hours away from your time zone. Well, there are others who are going to be in that 100 who are used to that. They're used to the pressure. And the pressure is a big thing, and it's not something that, what I call civilians like to talk about, but it is a big thing. And if he's able to pull this off, that's, like I said, you write books about stuff like that, because when the year started, and I'm sure that's not somebody that a lot of people had as, oh yeah, pencil that guy in for being on the podium. I mean, we're talking about him winning gold, but the truth is, if he's even able to get a medal, it would be the first medal that Jamaica has gotten since Bolt disappeared.
Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone delivered a breathtaking performance in the Olympic 400 meters hurdles final, once again shattering her own world record to claim gold. Clocking in At an extraordinary 50.37 seconds, she became the first athlete in history to break the 51-second barrier in this event. This marks the sixth time McLaughlin Levrone has set a world record in the 400 meters hurdles, a testament to her unparalleled dominance in the sport. At just 25 years old, McLaughlin Levrone has firmly established herself as one of the most formidable athletes of her generation. Her victory at the Stade de France was nothing short of commanding, as she surged ahead of her competitors with a display of speed and technique that left no doubt about her supremacy. The formidable Dutch star, Femke Bol, who has been a strong contender throughout the season, could only manage a third-place finish with a time of 52.15 seconds. Meanwhile, USA's Anna Cockrell claimed the silver medal, crossing the line in 51.87 seconds, highlighting the depth of American talent in the event. McLaughlin Levrone's gold medal is historic, making her the first American to defend gold in an individual track event since the legendary Michael Johnson, who achieved back-to-back 400 meters victories in the 1996 and 2000 Olympics. Her achievement not only cements her place in Olympic history, but also sets the stage for her potential participation in the 400-meter relay later this week, where she could secure her third Olympic gold medal. The evening was a successful one for Team USA, as they also saw success in the men's 200-meter. Reigning 100-meter champion Noah Lyles added a bronze medal to his collection, despite battling a COVID infection, while his compatriot Kenny Bednarek secured the silver medal. The gold went to Botswana's Letsile Tebogo, who delivered a stellar performance to claim victory. As the Olympics continue, all eyes will be on McLaughlin Levrone as she prepares to compete in the 400-meter relay, where another gold medal could further elevate her already illustrious career. Meanwhile, Team USA looks to add more medals to their tally, showcasing her incredible talent. Words like unreal, brilliant, and incredible are often used to describe this American champion as she heads to Paris. Unlike others, McLaughlin Levrone doesn't set lofty goals. She simply proves herself time and time again. When asked what she's most looking forward to, she said it's the experience and having the world come together at the Olympics. But that doesn't mean she's taking it easy on her competitors. She's motivated by the idea that there's always more that can be achieved, and knowing her, there's a lot more she can do. Even she acknowledges that there's no such thing as a perfect race, always seeking areas for improvement. These expectations set the stage for what fans hope to see in Paris, a new world record. Crossing the finish line, McLaughlin Levrone often feels a weight lifted off her shoulders. Unsurprisingly, along with three-time world champion Grant Holloway, she was named the captain of Team USA Track and Field for the 2024 Paris Olympics. The track and field events recently commenced at the Stade de France, the country's largest stadium, and McLaughlin Levrone will compete in the women's 400-meter hurdles in her quest to defend her Olympic title. After missing the indoor season this Olympic year due to an injury, McLaughlin Levrone put on a dominant display in the outdoor season, maintaining an unbeaten streak and setting a new world record in the 400-meter hurdles with a time of 50.65 seconds at the U.S. Olympic trials. Her stunning performance at the trials qualified her for her third consecutive Olympic Games. In a post-race interview, she spoke about lowering her world record and breaking the 50-second barrier, saying, "I would love to dip under 50 at some point. I don't know if that's this year, next year, or whenever, but it's about always chipping away and seeing what's possible." As she prepares to defend her title, McLaughlin Levrone faces tough competition from Dutch athlete Femke Bol. who has been in top form during the outdoor season with a personal best of 50.85 seconds in the 400-meter hurdles. Just a few weeks ago, it seemed no one could prevent McLaughlin Levrone from winning gold in Paris, but Bowles' recent performances suggest it might not be an easy victory. Bowles, who had previously run 51.45 seconds in London in 2023, shattered her personal best on July 14th at a meet in Switzerland with a time of 50.95 seconds. With that, she joined McLaughlin Levrone as one of only 2 women to run sub-51 seconds in the 400-meter hurdles. Although Bowles was already the second fastest woman in history before her new personal best, a win over McLaughlin Levrone would be one of the biggest upsets in Olympic history. The last time McLaughlin Levrone and Bowles faced each other was at the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, where McLaughlin Levrone won gold with a world record, and Bowles took home the bronze. Despite Bowles' progress, many still believe it will be McLaughlin Levrone who triumphs this time. Her potential gold medal is just one of many projected for Team USA, which is favored to win the most gold medals. Even Bowles acknowledges McLaughlin Levrone's greatness, calling her racing inspirational and motivational, and noting how she raises the bar. With track and field currently taking center stage at the 2024 Paris Olympics, McLaughlin Levrone and Noah Lyles are each on the verge of becoming the new faces of track and field. Being the face of a sport means being the athlete most associated with it, often the best or most successful in that field. For example, Patrick Mahomes is often thought of in the NFL, LeBron James in the NBA, Novak Djokovic in men's tennis, Max Verstappen in Formula One, and of course, Simone Biles in gymnastics. In track and field, several athletes stand out, such as Jamaica's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, Shericka Jackson, and American Sha'Carri Richardson.